I've been traveling around Morocco for 1 week now. Yes, it's been such an amazing experience. Like, in my opinion, I think Morocco is one of the most developed African countries. Like, it's so intriguing because even though they have a rich history, you can see the modern, you can see how progressive, the country is, in different parts. And of course, tourism, is one of their major revenue sources. And then you can see how serious they take it. And no wonder not everybody, no wonder most people want to come to Morocco. Like, when you think of Africa, Morocco is like one of the top destinations that people do consider when they want to visit Africa. And I can see why, so if you want to know why, then what you should do is that you should go watch my videos, because I'm going to be sharing everything I did in Morocco, the things you should do when you come to Morocco, how you should plan your trip to Morocco, particularly if you're from Nigeria. Now, this particular post is about the visa. Now, I know that maybe on my social media pages, since I've been sharing videos and reels and stories about my trip here in Morocco, a lot of people do want to come to Morocco. Now, if you're not following me on my social media account, you should, because it's just easy access. Like, it would give you more content in terms of, you can see what I'm doing at every particular time. Most times there are very few times I don't post in real time, just for security reasons. I have my reasons, I have my ways, so I don't post in real time, but I post close enough, like maybe a day after or shortly after. Like, if I'm in a particular destination, I might not post and tag that particular destination, but the moment I leave that destination, you're sure to see that content. Of course, I want to share these details with you, so do follow me on my social media pages, particularly Instagram and Facebook, just so you can get anything that I may miss out here in my videos. Now, coming here, I applied for an e-visa. I do have a Nigerian passport and I require a visa to visit Morocco, but it was easy for me to apply for an e-visa because I do have what is called maybe like a substituted visa. Now, Morocco would allow you apply for an e-visa if you have a US visa, a Schengen visa, a UK visa, or a Canadian, I think Canadian visa is part of it. Now, I do have 2 or more of these visas that I have visited, and what that does is that because of that, it was easy for me to apply for a visa to Morocco. Now, there's a video I shared here. I'm also going to include the link in the description box where I talked about the importance of always having a visa. Now, this is like a visa from one of these strong countries that I have just mentioned. Now, this is one of the advantage. I was able to get an e-visa within 2 to 5 working days. I think mine came out in about 3 working days. All I just needed to do was send my passport data page, a passport photograph, and I think I attached the visa, the substituted visa that I had, and I got my e-visa. I was able to apply for that e-visa. Now, I went online and I was unable to apply for it online. So what I did was that I used a third party to make that application, just because I did not want to stress. At the time I was traveling and I did not want to have to handle anything. So I did use a third party for that service. Now, if you don't have a substituted visa, then the processing time would take longer. It would take maybe like 10 to 15 working days, and then the more documents you have to submit to get approved. Now, we're going to go through the list of these documents, basically just about the same you would get with any, or with most embassies. Now, the application, you have to file it in Abuja now, because that's where you would find the embassy. Now, it doesn't mean you can also use a third party if you don't want to stress yourself. Like, most times for these other countries, if you pay like a travel agent for that service, they would actually get it for you. It can be non-appearance, but at the same time, if you're thinking of doing it yourself, yes, you can make that trip. You can actually apply through the embassy, but it has to be in Abuja. Now, what are the documents that you would require? You would download and complete your visa application form, and then you would need to attach like a 6 months bank statement. Yes, I know they're one of those people. You need to get like an introduction letter from your office. You need to have like a flight itinerary. I always advise people, do not pay for your flight until you're sure you have a visa. You just need to show the itinerary that, okay, you're leaving on this day and you're returning on this day. Basically, that's what they want. You can generate one for free. You can you will need to include your hotel reservation. It has to be confirmed, but you don't have to pay for it. Go online. I always advise people, booking.com is also a channel you can use to you know, pick an accommodation wherever you want to stay in Morocco. Now, you also would need, of course, your passport, you know, photocopy of your passport data page, and also passport photograph. I know because of COVID, most countries always require, because of maybe the experience with COVID, like travel insurance. I do have an annual travel insurance, so I just buy one at the beginning of the year, and then I use it I buy the worldwide cover, and then I use it throughout the year. So always have a travel insurance. You don't want me to get started on why I think you should have a travel insurance. Yes, I know you use the blood of Jesus mostly. Like I saw like a meme that said, okay, what travel insurance do you people usually buy? And someone said mostly the blood of Jesus. Like maybe like Nigerians, we are like over religious, you know, even things no basic thing that we need to do, we just hand it over to Jesus. Like, I know, like, Jesus, just take the wheel. You know, I know Jesus can take the wheel, but travel insurance sometimes can make your travel hassle free. Now, another thing you would need would be, you have a work ID, you want to put it in there. And then you also, if you work for yourself, you have a business, you just need to do a self-introduction letter and then attach your corporate documents. Now, this is for tourism. You know, I always advise people, attach an itinerary, just because Morocco is one of those countries that would deny you. Like, initially, I didn't understand why they were so harsh on us. But when you come to their country, they're very developed. So they don't want, you know, they're protective, you know. So they're one of the countries that would deny you a visa. So do it once and do it well, so you don't have to, you know, do it again, you know. Again, like I said, the processing times, you know, it would be between 10 to 15 working days. You can get it in less, you can get it, you know, in more, you know. But if you have any questions, it's always easier to send it to the embassy. I would try as much as possible to include the address and maybe the contact email or phone number for the embassy in Abuja, so that you can forward any question, you know, that you may have. But specifically, this video is about how I applied. And like I said, I got an e-visa, and I was able to apply for an e-visa because I had like a substituted visa. If you have any questions, please leave your comment here, and do not forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you did like this video. So have a good day. Bye.